Greetings, Unsettled Souls. Quick show today, bonus show today, just for subscribers. By that, I don't mean you can't share it. You can share it any way that you want to. However, I think it's important to note here that this is a bonus show on my channel for my subscribers. I haven't missed primary, and I'm not missing one now, even though the Republican side, unless he's cheated, seems to be pretty much covered. I wanted to show this because I'm going to steal it from my desktop, and I don't want to not give credit where credit is due. Kentucky Derby, Hillary by a nose. Now, I was lucky enough to get this soundbite. Here is Mrs. Clinton talking about her victory. Yeah, that's right, and it was a victory. She managed to win by a nose. Absolutely miserable. All right, let's go over it because Sanders didn't really have a bad day either when you think about it. May 17th primary results, New York Times. May 17th, of course, Donald Trump, 66.8%. His delegate count now is 1,123. Christelle named him Crying Ted Cruz, formerly known as Lion Ted Cruz. He managed to eke out 16.6%, 3 delegates, 549. He dropped out, but they already printed the ballots. That's why they're still on there. John Kasich, 16.5, 3, 159. He got the same amount as Crying Ted. Ted Cruz being the ultimate letdown because I liked him so much going into this campaign and liking so little now. Donald Trump. USA! Oh, yes. USA! He's going to end up with this. The only thing that could derail him, in my opinion, is two things. And if you didn't want my opinion, you probably wouldn't have locked into the show. So we're going to go with it. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate your viewership. If they have a kiss and make up, Hillary and Bernie, if Bernie ends up the VP, that's going to unify the left in ways that are very, very frightening. But I am your honest host, and I sometimes have to give you terrible news, and that would be bad. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Otherwise, it looks like Donald Trump is probably going to walk away with this. Unless scenario 2 was to happen. And that would be a scenario where the Republicans revolt against Trump and launch a Romney-Rubio kind of third-party scenario. My friend Giselle, and she's a huge lefty. I love her to death. We agree on almost nothing politically, but she's brilliant. She mentioned to me that Bernie is being pushed by Trump to run third party. Well, I mean, that's just strategy. Of course, because he knows there's a chance that he's about to get a knife in his back from his own party. So he's encouraging Bernie to put a knife in Hillary's back. Come on. It's not illegal. It's not corrupt. That's just intelligent. If the man wasn't intelligent, we wouldn't support him at all. This is what we got in Kentucky. Hillary Clinton, 46.8%. In Oregon, 45.7%. That means she lost to Bernie. Because in Oregon, Bernie got 54.3%, and he barely lost Kentucky. When Drudge said by a nose, he means like a nose hair. I would say something else, but I'll keep it PG-13. You are a little bit south. That's what I was thinking. Hillary Clinton, 46.8. Bernie Sanders, 46.3. Delegate count there, 1767. Hillary, Bernie, 1488. The trouble here is that these super delegates have not yet screwed Bernie. And very rarely do I do a retraction on this show. Oddly enough, the first show I ever did was a retraction. I thought there were X-ray machines at ACA, and there wasn't. I had said that the super delegates had screwed Bernie. No, I was wrong. You won't hear that a lot. the superdelegates are going to come into play when the DNC starts. So far, the superdelegates seem to be about to hose Bernie because they can vote for whoever they want. So people think that he's going to go for Hillary. Nah, actually had this pointed out to me, that's not the case. A lot of the superdelegates don't know which way they're going to go yet. So technically speaking, without superdelegates, oh, this hurts to say, Father forgive me, Hillary Clinton is legitimately in the lead even without the superdelegate count. Yes, that hurts my soul to tell you, but it is in fact true. He has not been cheated yet. And she's so wait, let me find it. Where's my if I can find it quickly, where is my Hillary Clinton halo? We all know I'm getting viewers all over the place. I got like 3. Oh, they're coming in droves. Hey, it's droves for 4:12 in the morning. If we're gonna talk Hillary Clinton, then here we go. There it is. We have to have the Hillary Clinton halo on. Yes, that's true. All right. Now we know that Hillary Clinton and all of the Clinton Foundation money, which is like a slush fund for the corrupt, none of that is going to be used for the superdelegates. All right, fine. I retracted it. I was wrong. But it's going to whip around unless you trust her, in which case I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know how you found the show. I do want to get to a couple other stories since we are already on air anyway. Kentucky-Oregon primary live updates. This is from International Business Times. That'll be ibttimes.com. The election results, the total delegate count is still a matter for Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. This just gets you a little bit deeper into it. Last update here was 11:42 p.m. EDT. It is 4:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. Oh, this site's annoying. Who built this? Democrat Bernie Sanders is the projected winner of the Oregon primary. If you want to go blind, try to read this for yourself. With NBC News and the Associated Press quickly calling the race for him after the polls closed. The big win for Sanders in the liberal, mostly white state came after the Kentucky primary ended in a tight finish, with 2 candidates likely to receive almost the same number of delegates after Clinton declared a victory despite the small margin that is in her favor. It says heading into the election Tuesday, Sanders was expected to win Oregon, while Kentucky was difficult to call. Of course, we pretty much found out through Drudge that it was Clinton. By a nose. I'm stealing it. I want to give him credit because I'll hear about it if I don't. Breitbart. I want to say shout out to the people that are on Breitbart's comment line. I usually post on InfoWars because Alex Jones encourages you to do so. But Breitbart has some of the most articulate, well-spoken people on their comment line. And this story is from Breitbart. Even when they disagree with you, they manage to do so for reasons that don't involve your tattoo. Exclusive. Rand Paul supports Donald Trump as the nominee. He said he stands by that pledge. Now, this probably makes him as happy as a bowl of live maggots for dinner. It probably makes him about as happy as somebody farting during the middle of his favorite church sermon. I don't think he's happy about doing this, but he said that he was going to support the Republican nominee and that he was not going to run third party. He has kept the promise. Now, is he happy about it? No. Senator Rand Paul told Breitbart News that he will honor his pledge to support the presumptive 2016 GOP presidential nominee, Donald Trump, in the general election. It's the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the likely Democratic nominee in November. It says Paul, along with every other 2016 GOP presidential candidate, signed a pledge that they would back the nominee in the general election. And he says, quote, "I took the pledge when I ran for president and to not run as an independent candidate and to support the Republican nominee," Paul said. "I stand by that pledge, and I think that anybody who signs their word to a document ought to take it seriously before they sign the document. So I don't think there's any question that those who signed the document ought to say, you know what, I honor the pledge. Several others, like Senator Marco Rubio, Rick Perry, Bobby Jindal, Mike Huckabee, I really liked him. You know what? You guys don't like him because he's not all polished. If he looked like Rand Paul and he spoke like Donald Trump, you guys would worship him. He's a good guy you threw under the bus. Mike Huckabee, Dr. Ben Carson, and New Jersey Governor Chris Twisty Christie, who I swear if he's selected as a VP, I will abandon Trump, has followed through, credit to Twisty Christie, on their pledges to, this is a terrible show. I've got to like do everything I hate doing all in one show. Thank you, Chris Christie. They kept their pledge to support Trump as the nominee. I'm going to die just for saying that. Others, like Florida Governor Jeb Bush, liar, and former Hewlett Packard CEO Carly Fiorina, the outsource queen, liar, and crying Ted Cruz have yet to do so. Now that Trump has won and he has lost, Bush has said that he does not intend to back Trump over Clinton. So Bush might vote for Clinton, proving once and for all that there is no difference between the two parties. I also want to mention this. I don't like Ted Cruz. I used to. When he was doing the Stand with Rand, if you look up that show, click view Stand with Rand, Cruz was like, yes. And then you met Ted Cruz and realized there's a reason Rand doesn't work with him anymore. Even Rand has said he's a rather unlikable person. No. But I will give Cruz, since I'm doing everything I hate anyway, I will give Cruz a pass here because they ended up with the your wife's a slut, your wife is ugly thing going on between Donald and Cruz. You called my wife ugly, we have to be blind, but if you called my wife ugly anyway, I might not endorse you for president. So Cruz, I will somewhat give a pass to on this. But like Rand said, what was it, a fiddler on the roof? They gave each other a pledge. All right, he said he was going to. But Cruz, I can kind of forgive here. There's so many other reasons to not vote for Ted Cruz that it's fine. And that brings us to the dumbdee of the day. I didn't even load the dumbdee music. Let me then get it quickly. Of course, there should always be a dumbdee on this show if you're listening to it. So let me play the great dumbdee song first. Hillary said she wasn't hacked by anybody, right? No, nobody at all. Other than our good friend Vladimir Putin. Let's hear it. You are an idiot. And if you're voting for Mrs. Clinton, that is for you. I mean, literally, if you hate Donald Trump, that's fine. Vote for Gary Johnson. Who's Gary Johnson? He's an open borders Ron Paul. That means he took what Ron Paul had and ruined it. I voted for him last time. I'm just being honest. Report Hillary's emails hacked by Russia. Kremlin deciding whether to release 5, 10, 20,000 stolen emails. No, she didn't put our country at jeopardy. She just gave Vladimir Putin the ability to hack us. And for those of you that are like Putin worshippers, the dumbdee of the day is also for you. Because if you're such a good friend of America, then you wouldn't hack us. We condemned Obama for doing the same thing. So you're not going to condemn Vladimir Putin. Why? Because he hates Obama. That whole the enemy of my enemy friend thing, it doesn't work, okay? They are both clearly our enemy. The Kremlin is debating whether to release 20,000 emails that they have hacked off of Hillary Clinton's server. That was in a bathroom. I'm not kidding, it was. Look it up. According to a report from 4 days ago, and she never emailed this bathroom attendant / internet expert once. Either that or she got rid of them. We covered that last time. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Uncovering this without my Hillary Clinton halo. And that, in fact, is a sin. So I must fix that quickly. Because, Hillary Clinton is angelic. According to a report from 4 days ago, before I vomit, beginning in 2011, the Russians began monitoring Romanian computer hacker Mazalazar Lihal. I'm great with foreign languages. He's known as Guccifer. after he attempted unsuccessfully to break into the computer system of the Russian-funded RT television network. After monitoring Guccifer, who is kind of a hero, kind of a villain here, the Russians were reportedly able to record both physically and electronically his action, which allowed the Russian intelligence analyst in 2013 to not only detect his breaking into the private computer of Secretary Hillary Clinton, but also break in and copy all of the contents as well. But Putin, yeah, he has nuclear missiles pointed at our ass and has 20,000 emails from Hillary Clinton. The report notes that shortly after Russia obtained Clinton's emails, they released a limited amount to RTTV that were published in March of 2013, titled Hillary Clinton's Hacked Benghazi Emails for Release. But apparently no Western journalist prompted this story in 2013. I know what it's like. I've put amazing stories online and nobody saw it. It absolutely happened to this poor guy. Hey, I missed it too. A couple of years later, in 2016, the U.S. then brought in Guccifer for questioning related to the incident. And the rest of it, we all know who Guccifer is. If you don't know, he hacks everyone to the benefit and or demise. The trouble with Guccifer is that when he doesn't do what it is he's trying to do, he leaves footprints of how he almost did it, and then other people take it and do it. So Guccifer causes as much harm as he does good. I don't think he should rot in prison, but I think he should never be allowed to own a computer because, guys, he's way smarter than we are. Friends, if he was smarter, though, he wouldn't have gotten caught, which makes you wonder how many Gucifers are out there that are smarter. It's spooky, ain't it? Friends, you're listening to The Correct Views. Please donate if you can, correctviews@hotmail.com. It helps me a lot. I'm a member of the Media Speaks. Catch us every Saturday at 2 p.m. It's brought to you by Sticker Junkie and Change Transportation. If you don't know who they are, look them up. One makes amazing stickers, and one beats the prices of Uber.